The word rejection alone stirs up emotions, doesn't it? That sinking feeling in your chest. The sting of being told you're not enough. The temptation to question everything about yourself. But let me tell you something, warrior. Rejection is not the end. It's the beginning. It's a door that slams shut, only to force you onto a path you were meant to walk. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." And that's exactly what rejection does. It clears the way for growth, strength, and transformation. Through 6 powerful lessons, rooted in Stoic philosophy, psychological principles, and human nature, I will show you how to turn rejection into your greatest opportunity. These lessons will not only teach you to face rejection with grace, but also to rise above it, becoming stronger, wiser, and more unshakable than ever before. Let's begin. 1. Pay no attention to them. Rejection is often a reflection of the rejector, not the rejected. When you give your attention to someone who dismisses or disrespects you, you hand them the power to control your thoughts and emotions. Imagine this. A man stands in the marketplace of Athens, shouting insults at Socrates, attempting to provoke him. What does Socrates do? He walks past the man, as if he doesn't exist. When questioned about it later, Socrates simply remarks, "It is not my task to concern myself with the ignorance of others." Now ask yourself, warrior, why do you chase the validation of someone who has already made it clear they don't value you? It's human nature to want to be accepted, to feel desired. But a Stoic man understands that the value of his character is not determined by others' opinions. Believe me, paying attention to someone who has rejected you only reinforces their sense of superiority. This is a psychological truth rooted in the dynamics of human nature. When someone sees you chasing after their approval, they lose respect for you. Instead, adopt indifference by ignoring their dismissal. You take away their power and shift the dynamic in your favor. High-value women, in particular, respect men who respect themselves. When you pay no attention, you create an air of mystery and strength. It's reverse psychology at its finest then. Less you care, the more they begin to wonder why. This is not arrogance, but self-respect. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in Meditations, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So why waste your thoughts on someone who doesn't see your worth? Focus on your purpose, on your growth, and leave their opinions behind. Rejection only holds power over the man who gives it importance. The Stoic man is not that man. 2. Stay emotionally neutral. Rejection stirs emotions deep within us: anger, sadness, frustration. But these emotions, when left unchecked, become our greatest enemies. Imagine a man who responds to rejection with rage or tears. Does he look powerful? Does he seem in control of himself? He appears weak, dominated by his feelings, a slave to his impulses. Epictetus warned us against this when he said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The Stoic man chooses emotional neutrality, for it is in calmness the true strength is revealed biologically. Humans are wired to react emotionally, to perceive threats, and rejection feels like a threat to our ego and social standing. Women in particular are highly attuned to emotional responses. They test men, not out of malice, but to assess their resilience. If you crumble, you confirm their doubts. If you remain stoic, you shatter their assumptions. When someone rejects you, take a deep breath. Acknowledge the emotion rising within you and let it pass. Do not suppress it, but do not let it control you. Either think of the philosopher King Marcus Aurelius, who faced betrayal and treachery, yet maintained his composure. He would write, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Now consider how reverse psychology plays into this. By staying emotionally neutral, you project an image of strength and confidence that compels others to reconsider their judgment. People are drawn to those who cannot be easily shaken. Women, especially high-value women, respect men who can navigate emotional turbulence without losing their grounding. This does not mean you are unfeeling. It means you are an uncontrolled warrior. Neutrality is your armor. It protects you from the arrows of rejection and allows you to stand tall in the storm. Remember this truth. Emotions are fleeting, but your response defines you. You stay neutral, stay grounded, and let the world see the unshakable core of a man who lives by the principles of Stoicism. Believe me, there is no greater strength than mastery over oneself. 3. Show them their wrong. Rejection often comes with an unspoken message. You are not good enough. But is that truly the case, or is it their inability to recognize your worth? The Stoic man does not wallow in self-pity or waste energy convincing others with words. Instead, he demonstrates his value through action. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This principle applies to rejection. You don't need to tell them they were wrong. You need to show them biologically. Humans are drawn to those who improve and succeed. When someone rejects you, they often expect you to crumble, to chase after their approval, like a dog begging for scraps. But a Stoic man is no beggar. Instead, he focuses on self-improvement, transforming rejection into fuel for his growth. When you achieve more, become more confident, and refine yourself, you force them to question their judgment. This is the essence of reverse psychology, proving through your actions that their rejection was mistake. High-value women respect a man who doesn't dwell on rejection, but rises above it, using it as a stepping stone toward greatness. Consider Epictetus, who was born into slavery, yet rose to become one of the most respected philosophers in history. Imagine the countless doors slammed in his face, the rejection he endured, and yet he persevered. He didn't argue with his oppressors. He elevated himself through wisdom and resilience. His life became a testament to the truth that rejection is only as powerful as you allow it to be. When rejection comes, do not waste time questioning your worth. Instead, let your accomplishments speak louder than their dismissal. The very act of rising above their expectations will send a clear message. They were wrong to reject you, and reject you. When they see your strength, your growth, and your success, the tables will turn. Let your life become the evidence they cannot ignore. 4. Respond with silence. When faced with rejection, the natural response is often to argue, plead, or demand explanations. But what if I told you that silence is the most powerful response of all? Believe me, silence speaks volumes. It is a weapon few men know how to wield. Zeno of Citium, the founder of Stoicism, taught that better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. In other words, restraint in speech often prevents greater harm. Silence creates an uncomfortable void, forcing the other person to fill it with their thoughts and doubts. Psychologically, people expect a reaction to rejection. They anticipate anger, sadness, or desperation when you respond. With silence, you disrupt their expectations, leaving them unsettled. This is a fundamental principle of human nature. People are intrigued and even unnerved by what they cannot predict or control. Women, in particular, are often drawn to mystery and strength. Silence embodies both. Think of Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by betrayal and political intrigue. Did he lash out at his enemies? He chose restraint, focusing instead on his duties and inner peace. His silence became a shield, protecting his dignity and power. When you remain silent after rejection, You project an air of confidence and control. You show that their words or actions do not define you. This silence is not passive. It is a deliberate act of self-respect. By refusing to engage, you assert that you are above petty arguments and validation-seeking behavior. High-value women recognize this as a sign of emotional strength. They see a man who values his time and energy too much to waste it on those who dismiss him. Warrior silence is your ally. It allows you to maintain your dignity while planting seeds of doubt in the minds of those who rejected you. Let your silence echo louder than any words could. In the absence of your reaction, they will begin to question themselves, and as they wrestle with their own uncertainty, you will remain uncertainty. You will remain uncertainty. You will remain unshaken, the epitome of Stoic strength. 5. Take lessons. Rejection is not a wall, but a mirror. It shows us something about ourselves. If only we have the courage to look closely. Too often, men view rejection as an end of final judgment on their worth. But a Stoic man knows better. He understands that every rejection carries a lesson, a hidden opportunity for growth. As Seneca once said, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. And what is rejection, if not a difficulty that tests our resolve and sharpens our understanding psychologically? Humans are wired to avoid pain, but avoidance leads to stagnation. Rejection, painful as it may be, forces us to the sting of rejection, can evoke a tumult of emotions, yet it also presents a profound opportunity for personal growth and self-reflection. Did you approach the situation with arrogance? Did you fail to recognize the other person's perspective? Or perhaps you encountered someone simply incapable of appreciating your value? These are questions only a Stoic man dares to ask himself, for he knows that self-reflection is the path to mastery. Consider Marcus Aurelius, who faced constant opposition and betrayal during his reign as emperor. Did he shrink away or blame others for his struggles? No, he turned inward, examining his own thoughts and actions to find where he could improve. His writings in Meditations reveal a man who saw every challenge as a chance to refine his character. Rejection is no different. It is a test, a challenge designed to help you become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. When rejection comes, warrior, do not ask, "Why me?" Instead ask, "What can I learn from this?" Believe me, this mindset transforms rejection into a powerful tool for self-improvement. High-value women are drawn to men who embrace growth, who rise above failure with grace and determination. Let rejection be your teacher, not your enemy. Use its lessons to elevate yourself, and you will find that what once felt like a loss was, in fact, a stepping stone to something greater. Be polite, but keep your distance. Rejection does not grant anyone the right to disrespect you. A Stoic man, however, does not respond to disrespect with anger or hostility. Instead, he chooses a path of dignity and restraint. Politeness in the face of rejection is not a sign of weakness, but of immense strength. Your reaction reflects your character, not theirs. When someone rejects you, be courteous. Offer a simple acknowledgement and nothing more. This politeness is not for their benefit. It is for yours. It shows that you are in control of your emotions and that their decision does not define you. But politeness does not mean proximity. Once rejected, you must maintain your distance. This is a psychological principle. Scarcity creates value. When you remove yourself from their orbit, you force them to confront the void left by your absence. High-value women Especially, notice a man who knows when to walk away. Believe me, warrior, when you combine politeness with distance, you send a powerful message. You are a man of value, a man who respects himself too much to linger where he is not wanted. This is reverse psychology in its purest form. By stepping away with grace, you leave a lasting impression, one that may cause them to question their decision, but whether they do or not is irrelevant. What matters is that you remain unshaken. A stoic man who turns every rejection into an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Rejection, my warrior, is not a loss. It is an invitation, a call to rise above mediocrity and claim your rightful place as a man of strength and wisdom. Through silence, restraint, self-reflection, and unwavering dignity, you can transform every no into an opportunity for growth. Remember the words of Seneca. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. Rejection is your proving ground. Let their doubt become your motivation, their dismissal, your opportunity to shine. Whether you're single or married, the lessons of Stoicism teach us that rejection is never personal. It's an opportunity to refine ourselves, to elevate our worth, and to command respect without demanding it.